Happy September! I'll let some of y'all hop on live. I didn't give you a whole lot of warning, but that's kind of how we roll around here. It takes me a little bit to get a quiet setting. And so I am really excited to do the content that we're going to share in this video. Hey, Heather! So you might have seen our previous live where we talked about how through September we're going to be educating on cleansing without misery or extremes. I struggle with weight loss health programs that emphasize doing something to an extreme, because I don't think that's a healthy lifestyle or the way that our bodies are intended to do things. For a season, it might be okay, but I wouldn't commit to that long term. And I've seen amazing benefits in my own life, in my own health and wellness, by simply developing better habits that are part of a healthy lifestyle. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Donna. So this is going to be a slightly longer video. I want to make sure that it gets saved so that you guys can watch it again. But my heart, please hear my heart on this. My heart is to convince you that you can feel more amazing 90 days from now than you do now. And that's going to set you up for a wonderful fall into the winter months. You're going to enjoy your holidays. You're going to have less stress, less health concerns, because you have started everything off with a really healthy and manageable cleanse that's not going to require you to break the bank, and it's not going to require you to change your lifestyle in a major or dramatic way. So I am really excited to begin this content. Let me give credit where credit is due first. You know I'm a nerd, so some of this I have gotten from my doTERRA education. But I love to see what's going on in the medical world beyond just what doTERRA tells us. So I have to tell you, what really got me started on this concept of cleansing is a documentary, super long, but you can check it out. It's called The Truth About Detox. It's put out by Ty Bollinger, the same guy who did the Truth About Cancer documentary, if you ever watched that. And one of the doctors in that documentary is Rashid Buttar. And I landed on him because I thought, when I watched The Truth About Cancer, I was like, well, I want to see one of these doctors myself if I ever was in that situation. Found out this guy was right across the state line in North Carolina. So I snagged his book. And so some of the stuff that I'm going to mention is from their content as well. And so here's how it's going to work. My goal is that I personally am going to be going through a 30-day cleanse starting September 16th. And I would love to invite you to join me in that, because it's not going to be dramatic. We're not going to have to change our crazy fall schedule to fit it in. I'm not talking about planning over-the-top meals or even breaking the bank, getting the stuff to get started. So September 16th, I chose that date because it's a Monday, and that way you can kind of, do your cheating over the weekend and then start fresh on a Monday. And it'll also finish us up before Halloween and the holidays, right? So I highly recommend that you consider joining us. And if you have any questions, I really want you to reach out to me. So Facebook Messenger's awesome. Comment right on this video. Please ask me if you have anything specific. Another thing to mention before I jump right in is that I am going to be doing some follow-up education. So this video is just the core basic cleanse. I will be doing separate videos on if you want to cleanse your kids, if you want to cleanse and focus on weight loss, if you want to cleanse and focus on hair, skincare, cleaning, basically cleaning your home out of chemicals that might be introducing toxins into your life. I want to do one on, let's see, what else? Oh, gut specifically. So the way that you can emphasize this for gut. And then a fifth one I'd like to do on focus and brain fog, adrenal issues. So that hormones and brain fog often go together. So I will do an emphasis on that too. And the reason I like to do these little emphasis educations is because every time I do this cleanse, I change it up a little bit. What you're going to see about the doTERRA products in particular, like this one is part of the second phase of the cleanse. We'll talk about it in a second. This will last you more than one cleanse. You only take this for 10 days of the cleanse. And so I have had this same bottle for 2 years. And it's empty now. I've ordered my new one coming on my loyalty reward order, my monthly wellness box this week. But this is something that you can get now, and you can do the cleanse again with us at the new year. I love to do this again in January. That's another perfect time to just do a really gentle 30-day reset. So let's jump right in. Did you know? Did you know? All right, so this is from my my fascinating research on cleansing. Did you know that toxins and toxic overload are connected to cancers, autoimmune, diabetes, degenerative brain disease, hair loss, weight gain, chronic fatigue, skin issues, sleep issues, and depression? And that's the short list. When our body has carries around a toxic load, it puts an overpressure on your liver, and your liver can't metabolize out the toxins that come in. And so what happens is that it stores it, usually in fat cells, and so that will show up and manifest itself in your brain, which has a lot of fatty tissue, or in your hormones, because those that liver is also supposed to be metabolizing hormones well. And so depending on where that toxicity lands, you can really be carrying weight and excess stress, inflammation responses in there too, that you don't need. And you could easily detox out if you let your body catch up with you a little bit. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to gently cleanse and support the body's natural ability to metabolize these things out. Heavy metals. Heavy metals are something that we actually accumulate over our entire lifetime. So if you were exposed to any kind of heavy metal, even as a little kid, you probably still have it. And so that one in particular can cause major disruptions because your liver and your kidney doesn't have the enzymes to break down heavy metals. So those are not metabolized out. Petrochemicals are also tough. And that's where these amazing food-based and natural wellness options are so supportive, because all it's doing is breaking that toxin one time, and then from there the liver and kidney can handle it. And so it's beautiful, beautiful to see how easy it is to jump right into a really healthy cleanse. Excuse me. So I really want to see, let me rephrase it this way. How would you feel if you had less brain fog, if you had less inflammation, if you had better sleep, if you had less stress, less anxiety 90 days from now after we finish this cleanse? I know for me, the brain fog was the game changer. I would not wish brain fog on my worst enemy. You go to a room, you don't know what you're doing, and then you end up walking in circles. So we don't have time for that around here, and I really love having the ability to feel stronger, have better endurance, as well as be able to think clearly, especially when, as moms, we have to multitask so much. So all the hair, the weight loss, those are great side benefits, and we are going to talk about how you can emphasize this basic cleanse for those goals as well. I'm so excited. So let's get started. There are two things that contribute to cellular malfunction. So why would a cell misbehave? One, we've mentioned, toxic overload, or the second is nutrient deficiency. So Our bodies don't work properly when either one of two things is happening. There's too much toxicity, and so it's distracted. It can't function and handle what it's supposed to because it's dealing with the toxin. Or because it's not getting the food, the nutrients that it needs to build those enzymes and function properly. So it's either too much of something bad or too little of something good, and that's what contributes to cellular malfunction. And that's what we're going to focus on during this 30-day cleanse. So your homework, should you choose to accept it, is to go to the Files tab. I will download this or upload this right away. It's in our VIP group, so if you've already got your wholesale access, this is already up there. And we are going to be doing a lot of education in both groups, so you'll see reminders and these images come up. But print this, because this is everything that I'm going to say written out, so that you can kind of look over it. I don't know, if you're a nerd like me, I like to write on stuff. So print this out. It's 2 pages. It fits really pretty back in front. And this is what we are going to chat about today. Another thing I want you to print out. You will also find a calendar. So this is the 30-day calendar. And notice it has little check boxes, right? So you can print this out and post it right on your refrigerator. And then every day as you do that 10-day assignment, you can just check them off and see how you go through the 30 days. Now, I promised this would be without extremes or misery, but I'm going to take that back just a little bit, because if you want this to be even more effective, I would recommend starting out with just a 3-day detox nutritionally. And so we're going to talk about that, but that 3-day is optional. The first 10 days of the 30 days is the phase where you're actually detoxing. And the oil that's going to be supporting you through that is Zendocrine. You can get this in the oil form, or you can get it in soft gels if you'd prefer to take it like a vitamin and not taste it. I don't mind the taste of it that much, but I'm not going to tell you it tastes good. So if you want to be frugal, you can get the oil, 250 drops in here, right? And you can get cheapo veggie caps, and you can drip it right in there. All right, so the first 10-day phase is when you're going to be doing the detox. And that might not feel awesome, especially if you've never done a cleanse before. So just a personal story. The first time I went through this cleanse, it was post-baby number 3. And I was experiencing a lot of joint inflammation. And I knew it was hormonally triggered because it was directly corresponding to nursing. So I started Zendocrine, and all I did was 2 drops in the morning. That's all I did. I felt the inflammation in my hands go on fire. I couldn't open peanut butter jars. But I was prepared for that. I knew that that meant my body had something to detox. And it wasn't scary or over the top. It didn't cripple my life. I just, hand the boy the peanut butter jar or whatever, or I just did it quickly. So if it gets too extreme, cut back, because you can always detox more slowly. There's so much flexibility in this, and I want you to do what's peaceful for your life. For me, I was excited. Isn't that funny? Who gets excited about their joints getting more inflamed? I was thrilled, because I knew that that meant my body was releasing some of this junk that I had accumulated for decades. So know that you could have some detox effects those first couple days. And it could look like inflammation. It could look like stomach upset. When my sister did it, she felt kind of nauseated for a little while. She never got sick, but she didn't feel awesome. And so the first thing I want to talk about is how you can prep for this cleanse and minimize all that misery. So I have never had that since. That inflammation lasted 3 days, and on the 4th day, I woke up, I had no pain at all in my hands. And so it felt amazing to know that I had been able to get that out. So in preparation, I love Dr. Buttar's quote. Okay, so here's 2 quotes that he gives us that my hope is will encourage you. First of all, the heart of this whole cleanse is, if it's God-made, it's good. meaning if it's in its raw form and it's not overly processed, right? So that's the heart of what we're going to be choosing as we choose even what we eat these 30 days. So if it's God-made, it's good. If it's man-made, it's madness. Isn't that a great quote? And so Dr. Buttar says that in correspondence with just recognizing how much processed food that you're inviting into your home. And the second thing that he says is that a good cleanse starts from the bottom up. So in talking about releasing toxins, you don't want to release toxins and then just see them get restored in your body. It's a phenomena that happens with runners, actually. When you're building muscle, those cells will release any toxicity as they break and rebuild that muscle, right? So you might notice if you start an exercise routine and you actually gain weight or you gain water weight, what that is your body trying to manage the inflammation that's coming out of the toxicity in your body. And if you don't get that out your elimination pathway, then it just restores, and you're going to continue to face it as you hit hurdles trying to build that muscle or get stronger. So we do not want the toxicity to be restored. Therefore, what's the quote? A good cleanse starts from the bottom up. And that's why I recommend this 3 days at the beginning. All right, so here's what it looks like so that you are not in any way overwhelmed, because this is so simple. So here's your prep. Step 1, cut out the 3 nasties. And so what I've named the 3 nasties are artificial sweeteners. They've got to go, y'all. They've got to go. Please don't make me explain why. But they're neurotoxins, and they're not helping you out. And that's coming from somebody who is trying to lose weight using Splenda, and it didn't work. So get rid of your artificial sweeteners. That's nasty number 1. Nasty number 2, and this one I might step on some toes. For these 30 days, see how you feel eliminating sodas. Okay, so why sodas? A lot of us know that they're really high in sugar or they're high in artificial sweeteners, right? They are dyed brown, you know, if you have the Dr. Pepper or the Coca-Cola preference. But that's not even the number 1 reason why it's on my nasty list. Sodas are on the nasty list because they make your pH, your body's pH, acidic. And when your body's pH is acidic, it feeds cancers and it feeds inflammation. So please cut sodas. Now I'll tell you, this is where my toes get stepped on. Caffeine is the same way. Caffeine actually makes your body tend acidic. So you really don't want to overdo it on caffeine throughout this either. And so that's on the list as well. If you're like coffee all day kind of person, try to cut it back just to the morning. But watch out, because things that make your pH acidic just fester disease and inflammation. So cut out sodas. Another reason, if I haven't convinced you already, to cut out sodas is that sodas actually deceive your body into thinking you're hydrated when you're not. Sodas actually dehydrate. Coffee, same thing. Sodas dehydrate your body. And so one of the things that we're going to do as part of this cleanse is drink more water. Simply add more water so that all the nasty comes out, right? So that you're detoxing effectively. And so that's what I want for you. I want you to eliminate sodas because I want you to experience what it feels like to have a balanced pH in your body and what your body can do with the additional hydration. That's when your skin and your hair and your nails are going to go crazy. They're going to be so happy. So get rid of sodas. And the third one is refined sugars. So if you have a major sweet tooth, evaluate what you eat during the day and cut out the really refined sugar. So what are sugars that are better? That are, you know, not all sugars are good. Sometimes you need to cut it out for a season, especially if you're like me, who had to do a candida yeast cleanse. But if you're not dealing with candida, honey is fine. Maple syrup is fine. Agave is good. You have to be very careful with agave in that it's sourced well and it's clean, and there aren't, you know, preservatives and stuff in it. And then same thing with stevia. So stevia is a great alternate sweetener that is plant-based, but don't overdo it on it, because it should just be like you're making a tea. It should be coming straight from a leaf. And so sourcing stevia can be just as artificial and damaging if it's not a plant as a lot of the artificial sweeteners that we know are chemical. So what are the 3 nasties that you're going to cut out for just 30 days? Just 30 days. Although you might realize you don't really miss them. Artificial sweeteners, sodas, and refined sugar. And now there are a couple that are not on the list that I would recommend considering if you really want to make this awesome, and that is tobacco. Tobacco is never good. Never, never, ever, never good. Lots of inflammation. And so I would highly recommend cutting tobacco and alcohol too. You have to be really careful with alcohol. So the acidity of beer and that kind of thing, it's the same problem as sodas, and it's the same dehydrating problem. So be really, really careful with some of those things. Obviously hard drugs. I mean, let's cut those things for our health. So the 3 nasties: artificial sweeteners, sodas, refined sugars. Those are the things we're going to focus on getting rid of. Now, let's talk reality for a minute. When we cut sugar, there's a detox process all its own there because it's addictive. Sugar is as addictive as cocaine, or at least so I've heard. I haven't actually read that. But it feels like it. If you're cutting sugar and you really love it, it sure feels like it. And so what I want you to know is that you have oils that can help with that. So snag frankincense and snag copaiba for withdrawal kind of symptoms. So when I cut coffee and I start to have migraine headaches or headaches popping up, that's when I grab my frankincense and my copaiba. And you can put the frankincense under your tongue. You can put the copaiba under your tongue. You can press it to the roof of your mouth. You can put it topically on the back of your neck or on the bottom of your feet. But get that frankincense and copaiba in you preventatively, and I promise the withdrawal from those 3 nasties is not going to feel nearly as bad. And you can do that as often as 3-4 times a day if you want. It's going to be only supporting your body with great antioxidants and anti-inflammation stuff anyway. So that's a win-win if you want to move and get that frankincense and copaiba in there preventatively also. So frankincense and copaiba are the good ones for your withdrawal kind of detox symptoms. All right, so step 1 of your prep, cut out the 3 nasties, right? I want you to clean your pantry out so there's nothing super tempting in there in terms of the refined sugar. I want you to print out your clean slate calendar, and I want you to print out the outline for this class. All right? Then I want you to get your hands on a great food-based supplement. So you guys hear me talk about this all the time, $79 for a month's supply, and this is all the food and mineral nutrients, omega fatty acids, and inflammation support that you need that's no longer in our foods because of just the fact that things have become nutritionally void over generations. So even if you ate all organic, you can't get as much as you can from these supplements. This is more than 12 servings of fruits and vegetables just in a daily serving. So it's a lot easier than eating 12 salads. So I highly recommend getting this. This is part of your prep. And you can go ahead and start this before the 16th. Okay, so cut out the nasties as you see fit over this timeline. Start your vitamins as soon as you get them, and you are going to be prepped to go. Second step, start practicing drinking more water. So I love my stainless steel thing because I can keep track of how much I drink, and I am very bored with plain water. So this is part of the cleanse too. Find a favorite citrus. Okay, so lemon is fantastic if you're detoxing. As we do some of the additional education for whatever you want to support, there are citruses that are good for different goals. But lemon is the foundation full of antioxidants, and it makes your water taste so much better. So in this big thing, I put 4 to 6 drops in there sometimes, usually around 4, and it makes my water taste so much better. In terms of math, how much water should you be drinking? And this is if you've cut your soda. If you've cut your soda, take your body weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking every day. For our 30-day detox, go ahead and make that 3/4 your body weight. So let's just make the math easy. If it was 200-pound person, divided by 2, that's 100 ounces of water, but you want 3/4, so make it 150 ounces of water. That's a lot of water. So start practicing drinking water. And just as a side note on that, if you can get it in before 2 p.m., then it won't wake you up at night. So that's a little tip that helps a lot. So start getting in the habit of drinking more water. I try to drink 3 of these before 2, and then if I want any other water at dinner, that's a bonus, right? All right, so that's step 2. Add citruses and start drinking more water. All right, so step 3, we are going to be focusing on the digestive tract. And so when you print out this outline, you'll see that there are 3 levels. So you can choose your level of play. I'm going to talk through the gentle basic version of this cleanse, and all of it's written out. So please don't feel overwhelmed. This is not hard. What we're going to be doing is starting the clean slate calendar. So I've already showed you this. This is what you need to print. And we're going to be starting together on September 16th. And so it's 3 10-day phases. The activate phase, this is the detox phase. And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing your vitamins, you're going to be drinking your water, you're going to be cutting the 3 nasties, and you're going to be doing Zendocrine, okay? There is also an amazing Zendocrine supplement, and I don't have it pictured, picture it right here, because it was out of stock for a while, and so it's coming on my order. But the Zendocrine supplement is going to also help with any detox symptoms that come from using the oils. Because what this is going to do is it's going to pull the toxicity out of your cells that's stored, and then your guts and your liver and your kidney are going to have to deal with it. And so you want to equip your liver and kidney with the ability to do that. And that Zendocrine supplement, it's called the Zendocrine Complex. It's not the oil. It's a supplement support that takes pressure off of your liver and your kidney so that they can focus on the toxicity that's coming through. That combined with the water, and you're going to be awesome. You're going to be awesome. So once you make it through the first 10 days, from there it's home free, y'all. You are going to feel amazing. And so the second phase is the gut cleanse. So this is the lower gut part. You'll stop your Zendocrine. You're still doing your vitamins, you're still doing your water, you're still not eating the 3 nasties. But what you're going to start for the second phase is the GX Assist. And this one might make your tummy gurgle, but this is fantastic for the lower gut. Okay, so this is going to help cleanse that lower gut. It has all kinds of stuff in here that's antifungal, so yeast issues, this will knock it out. It has support. It has clove and things which actually will target parasites. So this is a really amazing blend that is going to very gently help your gut move and your colon cleanse out, because we don't want anything getting reabsorbed, and we want your gut to be moving every day or more than once a day. So that's the second set of that's the second set of 10 days, all right? So now you're really home free, because once your gut's cleansed, the last 10 days, stop the GX Assist, still doing the vitamins, still cutting your nasties, still drinking your water. You're adding in DDR Prime, and this is where your body rebuilds. So DDR Prime was formulated for a lot of things, but cellular regeneration, cellular health is one of them. And they sell it in a smaller bottle, so you don't have to get the big one anymore. And that's going to be more cost effective for you, because if you'll notice, mine's only this far down, and I've used it for like 4 cleanses. But you will use this for that last 10 days. And don't skip this part, because this is the part that's going to rebuild all the support that your body needs in terms of healthy skin, healthy hair, and healthy hormone and weight management moving forward. So don't forget to do the last 10 days with the DDR Prime. Easy, right? Okay, so I am going to finish up with a typical day. All right, so in the morning, I want you to start your morning with a full glass of water, all right, big one, with 2 drops of lemon essential oil. Another thing that I would recommend, and this is just a good habit that I have continued, go ahead and get a smoothie or vegetable into your morning routine. And so what I do is I get doTERRA's Terra Greens, and I put it with lettuce and some coconut milk. If you want to add some fruit to that. There's all kinds of recipes that we can chat about so that you can get a serving of vegetables in the morning. That is going to help tremendously with the gut support. If you're worried that your gut is going to get stuck, start fiber throughout this as well. So that's one of the major things that was talked about in the Truth About Detox documentary, is introducing fiber will help absorb the toxicity and keep it from bothering your stomach or upsetting your stomach. So what's a good fiber? This is a good little side conversation to have. So I'm blanking. What's it called? What's the orange stuff? Okay, so there's that fiber that's orange, right? It starts with an M, and the only thing in my brain is Mucinex. Clearly, I need another cleanse so that I get rid of the brain fog. But don't buy the chemical or flavored fibers. What you want is you want psyllium husk. So they sell it right on Amazon. Psyllium husk it's tasteless. It's really easy to just stir into a cup of water. I put it in my cup of water and I drip a drop or two of the citrus oil I like, the lemon. So that morning drink where you got your 2 drops of lemon, put your fiber in there and you're done for the day on the fiber too. And it's not bad at all. And I have a pretty bad gag reflux, so make sure that you get psyllium husk fiber. There's a couple others that are good, but that one's the best. All right, and then you take your vitamins, right? So typical day, you got your water, you got your lemon, you did a veggie fruit drink out of the way, you did a fiber, you can add some honey to sweeten it, you can put it in juice, whatever you want to do. And then take your vitamins and whatever oils go along with that 10-day portion of the cleanse, and then plan your foods so that they don't have a ton of sugar or artificial sweeteners or highly processed foods. And that's all there is to it. That's your typical day. So the painful part, or at least the stuff that wasn't in my routine before, was all done at breakfast. And the rest of the day, I just made sure I drank a lot of water with citruses in it. And these habits are going to follow you outside of these 30 days because you'll find that you really enjoy it and you feel a lot better. So I am really excited to start this cleanse September 16th. Go ahead and make up your grocery list for your monthly wellness box this month, and we'll be doing LRP Love giveaways for those. This month, there's also a promotion that pairs beautifully with this. So if you are just starting with the monthly wellness box, you know you're starting at only 10% and then you're shipping back in points. So the way the rewards work is that it takes 3 months of orders over 50 to bump up 5%. Then you get 15%. Then you get 20% back. Then it's 25%, and then ultimately 30% back, which is game changer, right? Now you're getting $50 back on a $200 order or whatever it is. And so this month, doTERRA is offering a promotion that they have never done before. And what it is that if you place a monthly wellness box order, a loyalty order, over 150 PV, you can jump yourself straight to 20% back. So that's a 6-month jump to get that percent back in points that you normally would have had to do 6 months of $50 orders to get to. So those of us who are already at 20 or above, it's not as awesome, but for you newbies, get your cleanse stuff, get some skincare, change out your toothpaste, get a cleaner, get your rosemary for free. That's the product of the month. And then if it's over 150, your percent back is going to jump up to 20% back. And that is going to get you free oils really, really quickly. So this is the perfect month to go ahead and get all your cleanse stuff and start with us on September 16th. Stay tuned. I will put a lot of this up in images, but your immediate homework, make sure you start the vitamins as soon as they arrive and drink more water. And print out the information and choose your level of play. Choose what you guys are going to do. And then watch for the videos where we do add-ons. So you can boost this for kids or weight loss or hormone support or sleep or whatever you choose to do. So I'm so excited to begin this with you all. The timing is also wonderful because September 14th, if you're local, September 14th, there's a new coffee shop in Landrum called Mocha's Mug, and they have this gorgeous room with a huge, beautiful tables and beautiful furniture. It's like the most comforting place to walk into. And we have reserved that space for Saturday, September 14th, 10 to noon. Come and bring a friend, and you both get free stuff, and we will have all the education on the cleanse, which we will be starting that Monday, the 16th. So come join us for the workshop on the 14th, and stay tuned for more additional education on detoxing. Bye, y'all. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday.